Hello, welcome. Welcome to this week's training. Welcome to August. I hope August has got off to a good start for you. And this week's video is going to be a little bit different to normal. We're going to be lifting the veil on working with me, on the work that I do with clients, and in particular on the reasons why parents choose to work with me. And also the outcomes that they get, because perhaps this is something you've thought of and you might be interested in knowing what has motivated other people to take that step or to explore taking that step. So if we haven't met before, I'm Una Alexander and I help committed parents like you who, through no fault of their own, are finding themselves on their knees with their children's behavior, or an aspect of their children's behavior. And I help you radically love your child and yourself, importantly, all the way to happiness and naturally great behavior, so that everyone in the family can just breathe a huge sigh of relief and get on with enjoying family life. And also specifically so that you as a parent can feel reassured that you're raising future happy adults. So why do some parents choose to work with me on one of my programs? What are their reasons? So there are three main reasons as I see it. And the first one is this, that these parents want to get out of a really difficult situation. So you're a committed parent, but maybe your child got off to a really difficult start, a difficult birth, or from birth you noticed that they were somehow more needy or more anxious or more angry even than other children. Or perhaps in the recent past there's been an event like a house move or the arrival of a new sibling, or kind of a crisis in the family or an illness in the family, or just some event which has tipped your child over the edge and you're really, really struggling with their behavior. And the effect of this is that you don't enjoy your time with your child. You may even dread time on your own with your child. There's a lot of resistance, there's a lot of kickback. The mood in your family is often grumpy, angry, and negative. And there may be a lot of conflicts, a lot of crying, a lot of meltdowns. And it just all feels like really hard work, just not fun. And this is not at all what you'd planned, because you are a really committed parent. But right now, there's just no laughter there. There's no fun. And you just feel like you've lost your mojo. And you may be lurching from one crisis to another. And there may also be a sense that with one child in particular, there's a real sense of disconnect. And you're feeling like the relationship may be a little bit broken. And the knock-on effects of this are that you have concerns about this situation impacting your health, your stress levels, maybe impacting also your relationship, maybe also causing difficulties in the future. So you might be kind of worried about the teenage years, when the volatile teenage years, when the stakes get higher, or your child's future mental health, even as an adult. So that's the first reason, or one of the three reasons why parents choose to come forward and work with me. So the second reason is that you want to do the very best job possible. So with this, in this case, a lot of the time, things are kind of okay. You're getting on with your children, you're having nice times together, quite a lot of things are going quite well. But there are times when you are shouting, you're losing your temper, you're not being the parent you want to be, and you're seeing escalations, you're seeing your child very angry at times, there may be meltdowns or anxious episodes. There are times when you're kind of like scratching your head, you just really don't know what to say or do for the best. And it is a really high priority for you to know what to say or do for the best, because you want to give your child and your children the very best start possible. And sometimes you just don't know how to do this. So there may be sibling squabbles, or for example, if you're separated, there'll be times when your child doesn't want to go and stay with your partner, and you just, or your child may be really ungrateful or rude, and you just don't know how to handle it for the best. And you may be finding that those kinds of situations are quite triggering for you, and they're bringing out the worst in you. And so while things are okay, you want to feel really confident that you're doing your best, and you're also setting your children up for a really secure future, for setting them up for, to be future happy adults, for having good relationships right through the teenage years. So that's the second reason that I see that committed parents decide to work with me. And the third reason is that there is a single issue that's bothering you. And it could be that, your 11-year-old is refusing to go to school. They're hiding under the table and refusing to come out when it's time to go to school. And you just don't know what to do. There's a new kind of anxiety there, or an anxiety that has kind of escalated a bit. Or it could be that your 6-year-old or 8-year-old is suddenly scared of going upstairs by themselves, or being left alone upstairs by themselves, or being alone, I should say, upstairs by themselves. And, this is a new thing. You don't know where it's come from quite, and you don't know how to handle it for the best. Or it could be a toilet training issue that you're stuck with. Toilet training has kind of somehow regressed or gone wrong, and you just don't know how to kind of unpick whatever happened and get back on track. So these are the type of things that I call single issues, where a lot, most of what's happening is fine. You feel you've kind of got a handle on it, but there's this thing that you just don't know how to handle. So it could be so when a parent comes to me, it could be any one of those three reasons, or it could be a kind of combination. You may recognize yourself a little bit in any of those three scenarios. And so what are the outcomes you can expect when you work with me? So first of all, you can expect to have a much better relationship with your child or with your children, because you understand them better. You'll get knowledge of child development. For example, did you know that the age at which you can expect a child to be able to use their knife and fork properly is actually the age of about 7? It's actually kind of later than we think, isn't it? So you'll get those kind of nuggets that help you adjust your expectations, so that you know when you can just kind of relax and sit back and just allow things to be. And on the other hand, when it would be wise to take action, and what kind of action to take. So that's number one. Number two is that you get the strategies for how to deal with challenging behavior in the moment where it comes up, and also what to do at other times, what to set in place in family life so that challenging behavior is much less likely to come up. So you'll learn the following three things. The language of love, so that your child feels truly seen, heard, loved, and understood and connected with you. You'll learn how to set kind boundaries, so that when you set limits, they teach your child what you want them to learn, and not something unhelpful like that parents are mean. And thirdly, you'll learn how to give your child appropriate control over their lives, so that they can feel kind of satisfied and fulfilled in themselves, and they're able to channel their energies constructively into various areas of their life rather than disruptively. And so the third outcome you can expect, and I don't know, they're all really important, so I don't want to rank them in order of importance, but this one is a really important one, is that you will feel more like you. You'll feel calmer. You'll feel more positive, more capable, more confident, more balanced and able to cope. You'll have moved away from overwhelm. You'll have stepped away from negativity. And you'll be more your true self, who you're meant to be, the parent that you're meant to be, and the person that you're meant to be. And you won't be being triggered in the same way by your children's behavior. You'll be able to respond rather than, react and get angry. So those are the 3 outcomes that you can expect. And we also covered, of course, the 3 reasons why parents choose to work with me. And so you may, if this has piqued your interest, you may have a question about what are the next steps then? How do we do that, Una? And so I'll sketch that out for you. When you work with me, it always starts with a conversation. This is an in-depth conversation, about 45 minutes long. There's no charge for this at this point at all. And because it's an exploratory conversation where you tell me about your situation and I help you understand it better. I shed some light on the reasons for why your children are behaving like this. And I also help you understand what will help your children feel better and so behave better. And I call it a happier way forward session because it's all about giving you information and the vision of a happier way forward for you and your children and your family. And the way you can book this is either you can just send me a Facebook message or you can book it direct. You can apply direct on my website, unaalexander.co.uk/let's-talk and book yourself in at a convenient time. I release a small number of these sessions every month, so you are very welcome to get yourself booked in if that's something that you think would be valuable for you. These conversations are always, I think, a really rich, deep dive and very, very helpful and enlightening, whether you decide to go ahead or not. And that decision is entirely in your hands. So, my dears, I hope this was helpful. Lots of love to you. Enjoy your summer. Bye.